G2, okay, excuse me. Then G2, zero hunger, as you see. Everyone has a definite color according to the arrangement of the UN, you know. And then we move to the third one, which is number 3, G3, good health and well-being. Okay, then I don't use number 4 here because, as I said, there is a problem of grouping and classification in in those 17 goals. Okay, so we have to rearrange. So I put G6 next to number 3, G6, clean water and sanitation. Why? Because to make health possible, which is number 4, we should add to this group right after GC, which is clean water and sanitation. Otherwise, there will be no health at all. Okay, then we move to the second, the next one. The next one is big enough, as you see, in order to hold all this, which means it can make all these possible, these other goals that we've mentioned already possible, the 4 goals. Okay, the 4 goals cannot be achieved without adding G8, which is decent work and economic growth, because by getting earning money enough to eat and to conquer poverty and to take care of health and so on, you need a job. So even if the economic growth is one of the goals that answer the needs of national up to international spheres of levels, but on the individual level, it is very important to cover the need and to achieve the goals, the first 4 goals, which are, we have said before, the red and yellow and all that, which are hunger, poverty, health, and clean water. Okay, then we move how to place them. This is the hard part of it, okay? As you see, when I place them, they are close. These 4 goals play actually in the very center of our circles, of our real world, starting from the individual up to the community, passing by the family, okay? It has indirect effect on the national level, okay? But we cannot deal with them as interstate or international goals, okay? But directly, of course, directly. So they are mainly concentrated on the individual and in the, okay? So as you see, I put the 4 and they are covered by number 8, which is the work, because it is very important, and including them or embracing them all. It is the umbrella of, okay? So now, in order to make it workable, I can put I propose to put on each one of these forms, which presents one of the goals, some details, okay? As you see, the dotted lines here shows the effect which you move from the community level up to the national level indirectly, like hunger or poverty or health or so. It will affect the national level or national sphere, okay? And then, as you see, we can start to see the others, how to use them and to make them workable. How to use them and make them workable. I would like to introduce first the other ones. Before we start this slide, okay. The other ones, another group. I'll talk about another group, which is number 4. I call this group, you come to the right to goals. The right to goals means the right, when people ask about the right for education, the right for equality, the right of recognition, and so on. So this is number 4, and 5 and 10, as you will see. I call them so because they are concerned with the right to, first, education. So this is G4, education, accessibility education, or education to everybody. Education will be placed adjacent to the 4 previous essential goals. I mean, when we set them in place on our reality circle or presentation, number 4, education, should be right next to the 4 essential goals that we have already mentioned, because it is like eating and drinking, like shelter. Education is very important. But education is more than that, because education together with G4 and, as you see, the next one, number 10, reduced equality. It is G10, reduced inequality. Whether that inequality is ethnic or religious or disabled minorities, and any kind of inequality. Okay, so we have a hero with us, Engineer Ihab, who is advocate for the disability challengers. Okay, and we need him to do that movement for around the world, worldwide, in order to tell those whom the world think that they are disabled, that they are not disabled. They have power, potential power, to move our world, to change our world. So that's why number 10 is very important. It is not a goal for receiving help and aid, but to give. The same thing like number 4, education. Education is not only to help children to go to school, but also to move children to be ambassadors of peace. Okay, and all students, not only the school students, but also the higher levels of education, like university and institutes and high schools generations, to help with that also, to spread peace and harmony. Then the third one of this group, number 5, gender equality, G5, which is gender equality. The same thing we say about equality is here. The woman can have a great power to change our world. She's not only receiving help and recognition, okay, and justice, but also she can move the world, because she has a lot to do. We have great women among us. Especially, I would like to say that Dr. Franca has done a lot for RRM3 and GPLT, and still doing a lot. We have all of you, dear ladies, that you are working, and we are proud of you. Thank you so much. And then we come to the second group. I would say that the same shapes representing the groups, the goals here, 4, 10, 5, will be arranged the same way as we did. You remember? You remember when we place them? Sorry, not here. Yes, when we place them here the same way, we can do the same for the groups. The group I have just explained, 4, 10, 5. Then we move to another group, which is, I call it the dinosaur groups, the big groups, which working on the international level, the national up to the international, then the global. I started with one which is starting from the global level. All of us knows is G13, the climate action, the goal of climate action. We come to the giant goals that answer the global and international spheres or level. Okay, so but according to our rearrangement, there are different goals are closely related to this and causing the problems of climate. G13 as climate action can include G15, life on land, and G14, life below the water. Sorry, the numbers here are not they don't look nice because they look better in case of just when we let me make them clear. Okay, there is 15 and 14 together with 13 can be included in number 13. Okay, because both of them are affected by and affecting the climate, so there's inter effect between them. Then another goal which is very important and closely related to the 13 could be harmful to the climate action, which is energy. So it is G7. G7 is affordable and clean energy, because the problem of CO2 is the direct outcome of energy consumption, which affects the climate. And then number 2, this is number 12, sorry for this type doesn't so nice unless through the it should be anyway it should be as you see, should be the screen show in order to show nice. This is number 12. What is number 12? G12 is sustainable consumption and production, which is closely related to G7, affordable and clean energy, related to energy, as a problem of CO2 is the direct outcome of energy consumption. So it is related to energy, and in order to make consumption and to produce production, there are many countries abuse this, okay, on the account of harming the climate by COs, okay, CO2. Then another one related to this, which is again this font is terrible. It looks nice, but when you okay, okay, number 11 and 12. So number 11 is also related to them. Why? Because G11, number 11, is sustainable city and communities. So when we say sustainable city and communities, from the point of view of urban design and the infrastructure and all that stuff, of course, it will be related to the consumption and production, and consequently by the use of and consumption of the use and consumption power and energy, of course. So that's why they are all related, as you see. Okay. Okay. So we got so far number 13, 14, 15, including 14 and 15, and then 7 related to 12, 11. All these are related. Okay. Then we add number 5 to complete this group. G9. G9, it is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Okay, it's good to have innovation, okay, to solve the problems. At the same time, if innovation is directed to industry and infrastructure that use a lot of energy in the wrong way, okay, I think that can be destructive also to the environment. Okay, so now we move. We should place it the same way as I explained previously. Okay, now number 6. How about number 16 and 17? This is a big question. So far, we have been considering the goals related to our physical world, like climate, industry, energy, food, hunger, all that stuff, okay? But how about the adjusting its powers, adjusting the world's powers? Here we should consider G16. G16 is concerned with peace, justice, and strong institutions. This is the invisible structure, but it is a moral structure, if you want to say, the philosophical structure, the conceptual structure behind our real world, which govern our real world. Otherwise, it will be self-destructive and will be destroyed. And we are facing this fate, unfortunately. Okay, so G16 is very important: peace, justice, and strong institutions. Okay, then let's move to number 17. 17, the UN set number 17 as the one which monitoring all of them, connecting all of them. So I say that to activate and monitor all the goals mentioned, we need G17, goal 17, which talks about the partnership for the goals, which means that all these goals need partnership, that we should work together in order to achieve them. Okay, and this is closely related to number 16, because they will activate, number 17 will monitor and activate the institutions already mentioned in number 16, which aims at strengthening the institutions, which aims at creating strong institutions. So they are closely related. Then I will move to the structure of each one of them here. In order to make it work, to work seriously, we need to put some kind of table for each one of them. Work table, okay? So, for example, for say hunger or education or anyone, here I set on this slide the 17 altogether, each one in its right color, okay? But suppose I would like to enlarge it a little bit in order to see it more. I don't know how to enlarge it because the enlargement, oh, wow, very good. I found out how to make, but now, okay, Okay, let's focus on one of them. Then we go to screen show. Number one, goal one, for example, I take this out. You see, I set table inside each one of them, which is the work table, how each one, whether GPLT staff or executives or trainers who are working with those goals, or us as advisors, how can we work? First, facing the risks. So I write which risk. For example, I put here facing the social risk, which one or two. One is the price of living, the cost of living is very high. And this is related to the poverty and the zero hunger and all that stuff, okay? So I fix on the top which risk we are dealing with. By the way, our system is the only one in all NGOs that relate the global goals of the UN to the risks, the 10 risks of the WEF. So I searched it everywhere. So we are targeting the goals to face the risks. We are using the goals to face the risks. So, for example, goal number one, which is dealing with poverty, okay, it faces the social risk number one, which is, and two, actually, because one of the social risks that indicated by the red one on the reality map that we presented. Number one is the cost of living, which is going very high. And number two is the immigration, is a great scale migration. And this is caused by poverty, because of poverty. So both of them are risks concerned with the goal number one, which is conquering poverty or zero poverty, okay? So as always, you know, the systems, as I've talked many times before, the main phases to face a problem or for crisis management or problem solving is first diagnosis, which means diagnosing the roots and the causes of the problems or the crisis. Then analysis, to analyze all the data and the information you got, then solution. Then comes the implementation of the solution. For example, solution of goal one, or the implementation of it, how to carry the solution, carry out the solution. There are different steps. First, task force. You recruit and set your task force, okay, or staff requirements. Then the administration procedures that you have to go through in order these goals can go smoothly to be implemented. Then to get fund, then necessarily fund, campaign, backing campaign, which I mean the awareness campaign, communication campaign, to make all parties of people and community and national levels, all levels, to be aware of the need of this goal, achieving these goals. Then finally follow up. When everything is implemented, we should follow up the ongoing of this. As you see, every one of the 17 goals can be workable that way, you see? Okay. Now, we'll move to number 17. I will treat number 17 in a different way here, okay? As you see, number 17 here shows a kind of networking that I designed before for problem solving and presented many times. It shows the different levels of our world in order to network and to activate to achieve a goal or to face a risk. The lower level, as you see, the individuals, okay? The individuals, which are the grassroots. Then the higher, which is the level of the individuals, but VIPs, not grassroots, not the simple people or the street people. Then we move to a higher level, which is NGOs, then the political parties. These are more of a national level or national sphere parties that we can activate. Then the organizations, whether national organization or regional organizations, interstate organizations, or the higher level, which is international organizations. Each one of this, of course, as I said, number 17 is related to number 16, which, because number 16 is dealing with institutions. And there are many institutions here we talk about in 17, how to activate in 17 and how to activate them. So when we go to the next slide, I don't know why. We can arrange our manpower here. Okay, as you see, we can arrange our manpower and the staff and all our heroes, whether GPSG or RRM3, that are helping them, as you see here. Okay, and as I arrange it, the education and that including yoga, whether what Jennifer presents or what I present as Millennium 3 24-hour yoga is a new trend of yoga that is much easier to use because it is related to everyday moment. You can enjoy it and enjoy spiritual growth through it. So whether what Professor Jennifer, who presents a participant in also in my course, I have the honor to have her, or what I present together with what Marta does on the levels of education. They present the education. Yolanda, also from Spain, she raised awareness of the environment for protecting the environment through education system also. And engineer Ihab is that we've presented happily. He works for the disability challengers. And as we say, so the three levels, as I said, which are pushing powers, goals, which are education in the center on the right hand, and it has extension on the academic level by Dr. Arpana from India and the academic level university, and Lamina Kamiluddin for the youth institutions. And then the disability challengers for the goal of reducing inequality and for the goal of gender equality. There is Dr. Shaminaz, who is professor and publisher for the gender issues, and of course, Dr. Franca. For the environment and all the other others, you say on the column, the left column. I will not talk in details about them. And then for the 17, supposedly, Joseph, Mark, and Mary will stand for the partnership part, or the goal 17, together with Mansi also and some others, because Mansi is a lawyer. So she will take care of the legal problems. Now I should move. I should move to. So these are the networking, okay, in general, and it could be measured like as you see, because every unit of them could be measured according to how to connect them, and from 1 to 5 grading or evaluation about the connectivity and the activation of each unit of this, whether an institution, NGO, political party, individuals, anything, okay? Then here are the tasks, the different tasks of people that we displayed before, but aided by a number of our advisors. We have different levels of advisors. The technical level, which who work for alternative solutions like Dr. Omar, Dr. Ahmad, for engineering and alternative energy, alternative solutions, technological solution. We have the finance administration by Dr. Ikram, and international law, Mr. Muhammad Hassouna, high tech, international security. We have on the back, on the bottom here, as backing from them, the socio-political analysis, who do the socio-political analysis. So this is a complete advisory core of the advisory activity we are giving. They are to support the activists of the goal, the people who work with the goals, the UNGS goals. But as you see, how about the rest of the people? The rest of the people, we are talking here about the practical side, but RRM3, as I told you before, works on different levels: the spiritual level, cultural level, fraternal or humanitarian level, analytical level, and developmental or practical level. Okay. So to concentrate, we talked about the practical level and analytical level. To extend our work and be backed by awareness campaign that can touch people and move their conscience in order to do something and to support the goals, we focus also on the spiritual, cultural, and humanitarian level, as you see. So the rest of our groups, our advisory group, are arranged to achieve that spiritual and cultural campaign, as you see. You can see some of our RRM3 advisors, or the advisors from RRM3 that support those goals, are mystic writers, some of them humanitarian writers, some of them the promoters of our movement and communication through their festivals, because some of them are presidents of festivals, some of them are head of society's art and culture society, some of them are top poets or writers. Then finally, on the left side, you can see a number of publishers, starting with world winners, publishers, and international publishers, and journalists and media people, and so on. Okay, so both of them can move everything. Here I talk, when I focus on the campaign, the peace campaign, I explained here the campaign which the writers and culture people and the president of festivals will help with, can be monitored and measured. Its progress and development and effectiveness can be measured this way. So we put it in a table like this. On the left side, you can see the different channels of communications. It could be songs, movies, books, magazines, emailing, social platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and so on, and even non-traditional ways. And their needs in the next column, manpower and teamwork that we need for such campaigns, the needed time to prepare and activate the campaign, then the legal license we need in order to go on smoothly, then finally the needed budget, if any. Then the time scale, as you see, how much time would it take in order to achieve something real? In order, everything, this communication campaign is to back the and support the goals, okay? So if this is a networking, we have the goals. Here is a design I made to show how recruit people. Every individual we talked about, whether grassroots or VIP or whatever, that can be recruited to be worker with us for achieving the goals and facing the risks. We can see its talents here. All these icons means whether he is writer, poet, or visual performing artist, or researcher, or human rights advocate, or sustainable developer, or okay. And we set it here to the left of his picture. And here is the availability, the accessibility, how we can access him through Facebook or Twitter or by phone or mail or whatever. And this is schedule, how often he is available during the week and every week in the month and in the year. You have all the grid of the whole year. So how this used, most of them is inactivated like this. Suppose this person to whom we write the name and country, flag, and everything, and his location, he is, for example, a writer, okay, or academic, you see, and all the others inactive, and how much time he can give throughout the year, and the way of communication, suppose here Twitter and WhatsApp and telephone and so on. And then when we collect all this, you see this is a reduced form. We can move them. We can move them this way. I'm sorry. Let me. Okay, we can move them so that it can fit in any of these levels of the networking system, okay? According to the number of people we recruit them. The whole thing can be measured by a curve or graph that shows everything, how active it can be. The same thing for the campaign, okay? The same thing with campaign. The people we employ for the campaign, according to their talents and their accessibility, and how they fit into the grid of the campaign according to their time. Okay. Finally, for each country, we can prepare something like that. Each one, for example, Kenya, if any member from Kenya, for example, this is his country, this is his regional country in the regional sphere, and then in the international sphere, his resources, his challenges or problems, and how those goals can help him. or RRM3 GPLT can help him, and he can plot all the changes here on this thing. I designed this for at least 10 countries, as you see: Nigeria, Argentina, Kenya, South Sudan, India, South Africa, and so on. Also USA and Canada. Here also, finally, how to use income generating project, because people who talk always about fundraising and how to find fundraising, how to find the sponsors and so on. I found, I designed this about 2 years ago and presented the GPLT to show how artwork, people who have talents of art can produce something. And this is the line of producing very cheap artworks that using just low cost artworks that using the local materials in order to get them for export and to get money from, to support their communities and their countries. We'll talk about all that in details later. Thank you very much, and I'll be ready to present another presentation about fundraising in case that what is being planned or being working on now failed or found difficulty. Another presentation I can give, which is more details applications of this in other presentations, other sessions, and also more important about how to face the future tyranny of the AI, the artificial intelligence. There will be a future tyranny to enslave the people, the human beings. So for my belief is to develop that, what I said, the spatial or the visual intelligence to stand against the artificial intelligence tyranny. Thank you very much. Okay, now I close I'll close, and we can start our discussion, but give me just 2 minutes. I'll be back to breathe, and 2 minutes. 2 minutes, and
I will have something during this break. Anyone want to tell something? My consideration about this Zoom. Rules. Advisor group rules 2023. In this group, we are working on a flexible structure for nominated advisors, with the end goal being to activate support in achieving specific SDGs. Follow the presentation of George, wonderful presentation, but we should know that we should add some rules. There are no rules in this group. Coming John, I will read what are the rules here. Rules. I introduce business advisors are responsible for planning and executing business strategies to improve efficiency in the operational and financial management of a business. They prepare budgets, advise on projects and marketing, and perform risk analysis. They may work at businesses or as independent business advisors. Now, the problem, not only work, this is the problem, not all the advisors. I see advisors who come every time, attend every time. This is the problem, George.
Yes.
men, by people. And the
Yeah.
people don't work. They mute, I know, they mute messages, and so they don't know what is really happening. That's why when they read something, they have no idea what's happening. They don't
Yeah.
know exactly. And this, we have to solve this problem. How to solve this problem? I have a lot of things to say, but because Nick helped me in this field, because she sent me some suggestions. My idea, first of all, is that climate change is number one for me, together with, of course, education, peace. But peace is a consequence, in my vision. Maybe I am wrong. Um, Peace is a consequence of climate change, because if people are poor, there is a hungry, no water, no drinkable water, nothing else. What happens? War. You see, in Russia and Ukraine, forest is land, but energy, oil, and a lot of political issues came a war. But the war is something prepared in the past, long time. Then I have here some rules. I suggest you, George, to have a restricted number of working people,
Yeah.
who really want to do their research, study,
Work.
everything. They work like you, a little bit like me, and a little bit like George Onsy, but they work research. For example, water. We are great people here, great researchers like Dr. Omar, his wife, and other people. They can give their contribution. Mirella, for example, for culture and humanitarian issues. Ekram for mental health. Tarek Günersel is a utopic man, humanitarian. He wants a global humanitarian unity, no? For a big mission. I don't know, for example, Zahir El Dosoki. Sorry for the pronunciation.
He is
And
yes,
I don't know.
he is the advocate for disability challengers, and this is a very important role. Yes, I presented him
Yes,
already.
yes, understand. See, I have him on Facebook. Burkhard is a great mind too, a great organization, and maybe he can add something very important. I know simplification, I know, but I would like just to read you, follow your wonderful meaningful presentation
Thank you.
to George Onsy. I will add this. Advisors are experienced people who share their skills and expertise to key customers. Roles and responsibilities are a commitment to achieve sustainable results with action. An advisor is respected for his, her skills and knowledge on a specific SDG. Members are requested to ensure, non
For
so,
sure.
to ensure that they said, this is important. If
Okay.
it doesn't happen, we couldn't reach any goal, because we have business, okay, fundraising, everything. But first of all, we should reach a unity in this group. It's a lack of unity.
Yeah.
Some of us meet every time. Mirela for the first time. Burkhard always present, Tarek and Dr. Omar and so. Dr. Jotermaya couldn't attend because she has a festival, an Indian festival today, and so she couldn't.
Okay.
So we have to reach this goal. You have my suggestion. Maybe I am wrong. To choose a group of action, not many, not 50, for example, advice.
Okay.
The other, not to delay it. No, this like advice or pro
I got
tempore.
your point. I got your point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it okay?
This is very good point. Yes, we should limit the number to those down to those who are very serious and active with us. They are following like you and like those who are with us today, and we'll continue that. We can disseminate what Nikki said, and you were going to read. Instead of reading them, we can just distribute them through WhatsApp. Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Franca. And once again, thank you very much for all the efforts you've done and you're doing every time. Thank you. Is there anything to add? Anything to add, Franca? Okay.
I have rules, but not. I prefer other people.
Yeah. Okay. I know you are always.
No, I have rules from Nikki because she said
rules. The best thing for rules. I understand what you are saying.
I'm sorry, my pronunciation.
No problem. Listen, I got it. I got it.
No, I have some rules, but we can share also on WhatsApp.
Yes, on WhatsApp, the document. It's a document that I got it myself. Okay, they just distribute it, but it is not to reach here, because if we are going to reach here,
I have this idea about WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a good instrument, not to pass to another. No, we should delete all comments, not inherent to the group. We have this admins can do this. So people putting important the star, it's an important message. We can read all the sequential.
Okay, thank you so much.
This is my idea, like the egg Columbus egg.
Thank you very much. Okay, I think somebody is raising his hand. Yes, please. Yes, Dr. Omar. Yeah, go ahead.
Dr. George, sorry, Dr. George, you can hear me?
Yes.
I leave now. Leisure prayer. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. This is Ihab, Miss Engineer Ihab. Yes. Dr. Omar wants to talk.
Hello?
Yeah, Dr. Omar. Yes.
Thank you, Dr. George. I can leave now.
You are leaving.
Has to unmute himself.
Who's asking to leave? Yeah. Okay.
Thank
please.
You.
Welcome. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, another time. Okay. Anybody wants to say something or has a comment?
The professor has to unmute himself, otherwise we cannot understand him.
Which professor?
Professor Dr. Omar Hendy. He said he want to talk something, so he should please unmute himself, otherwise we cannot hear him.
Okay. Dr. Omar, unmute.
Sorry. Hello, Dr. George. Thank you very much for great effort. this presentation is excellent. Please send
Thank
it
you.
to the international advisory team. Okay. I have one question about how to generate income to advisory team from art.
Okay. It's a good question, but I will explain this chart. It was the very last chart of my presentation, and I will explain it. But because I explained many things and I've taken much time, so I didn't want to go through it. And also because the focus of our work is not the income generation. But maybe in another time we compare what I designed myself through that chart with many ideas that I happened to share with you before. If you remember, a few days ago or a week ago, about income generation and fundraising, I shared so many from the internet, and all of them infographics. Because I use infographics actually because if you start to use PDF or articles or researches, they will take much time to read, okay, and no time for today's people.
In another time, can we discuss
infographics? So I can make a presentation on fundraising and income generation between the idea I presented and other ones of the infographics that I shared before. And of course, your ideas, all of you, will be very helpful and supportive. Very nice. Thank you very much.
Nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who else is with us? Who wants to be with us? Any question? Herr Burkhardt. Okay. What has do?
Yeah, I did not raise my hand, but of course I have a lot of points.
Bitte.
Let's start this way. Coming back to fundraising. If you go to any organization which maybe have some budget to create a professional organization, by now we are not professional, not at all. If the individuals are professional, but the structure is not. So what we need is money to give it to a webmaster, to technicians. We all need to have the same software. We all need to have the same screen. If some people only work with mobile.
Nice.
Could you please unmute? Professor, can you please unmute? Okay. So we need it starts with having a moderator here, which really works. I was waiting here for 15 minutes to come in the group. Things like this cannot work. This is a proof it is very, very unprofessional. So when we go to professional organizations who maybe will give us money for whatever work, we have to provide a very short professional description. George, tell me in 5 sentences, maybe 6, what is your intention to do with us?
Well, as I said, as I entitled it at the very beginning, I said it's a strategic planning. Maybe Dr. Nikki, Professor Nikki, had another view of it. She needs the advisor to be helpful to what she already does or what they already do, okay? But I feel that they lack structure or some kind of organization is missing on the plan of strategic view. That's why I started from the very beginning by setting out the structure. We need the structure, okay? And then we'll talk about details. But even in my presentation, I started from the overall structure down to the very details, assigning tasks to each body, okay? So that is what I'm doing. I'm doing a plan for helping humanity, not GPLT, but we are working through GPLT in order to reach the UN, because GPLT is a precious support to us and friends. Okay.
So imagine you would have had some budget. Let's speak
Yes.
from in the future and looking back.
Oh.
So you have some budget. You have some technical help, an assistant, whatever. And
Okay.
in your house or in your environment, you need to have physical help.
Yeah.
In Cairo or where you are. And you have the budget.
Yes.
So you will found a legal organization, whether it is a company or an association, doesn't matter, something. So this organization has a short description in future.
Yeah.
So this is your target. This is the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
The light at the end of the tunnel. Please describe me what you will be in the next year, in 2 years, with 5 sentences. Because this you have to write in the forms to apply for money.
Well, listen, dear Burkhardt, my friend. For me, I think always to go about going with zero budget, no supporters, no fundraising, no that channel that everybody talks about. Nevertheless, I said that I can present something about the different approaches, to compare the different approaches for fundraising and income generation, including my own ideas as well. But if I'm coming up with ideas, this is in order to make people independent from what you call fundraising or sponsor or
it's not
organization
fundraising.
supporting.
It's not fundraising.
No, I mean, sorry, sponsors or supporting.
This is not, George, we invite here a person, an outside person. This person never heard about George Onsy.
Yeah.
Don't know you. This person is from the United Nations or a similar organization.
Yeah.
Invite him to come here in the meeting.
Yeah.
How do you introduce yourself?
We are introducing ourselves as a peace movement that is a multidisciplinary peace movement of thinkers and activists of the world, trying to help to come up with new ideas, with new approaches in order to make difference. So I've always been very keen about coming up always with something new, as you must have witnessed yourself. So this is what I introduced myself. Other than that, okay. I wouldn't say claim any professional position or any claim of whatsoever.
Okay, but this short introduction was okay. Then the next question is how you want to move things, how you will organize the people, where you get the people, what you will do. If you would be a company, the question would be, who is your target group? How do you reach a target group? So, and this will be the next level of explanation. I realized some weeks ago, a friend of mine who works with United Nations organizations since long, he now retired, but he organized his own foundation, and he got money for his project, which was 300,000 euro from a government in Europe. And he applied for some other money for a specific project from the government of the Principality of Monaco. So Monaco is a small country, but a quite rich country. Yes. And they have an organization in charge for ocean research. And ocean research overlaps with climate issues and things like this, and plastic waste and blah, blah, blah. And so to fill these forms already, if you don't have gray hair, you will get gray hair when you fill these forms. So, but you have to be short, 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 short. If they would participate with this meetings here with your introduction, they would stop after 10 minutes and say, so, people, stop. So Of course, everything needs time, and it is very difficult. I see you as a director of an orchestra with musicians around the globe. One is playing the drum, another one is playing the trumpet, another one is playing the violin, but the people have not the time at the same time. So, but it does not make
Tempo.
sense. The trumpet is 1 hour later. So,
Tempo.
and so it is not easy. This is absolutely not easy. At the moment, I give you a brief insight of what I'm doing now.
Yes.
I'm helping an organization to find 50 students from 50 countries for 50 scholarships for climate change issues and overlapping climate change and tourism. So what the tourist industry can do. So we are looking for people which maybe have a university graduate and have some experience in travel and tourism industry in their country. But the country is not Italy or Egypt. The countries are small island states. So the Marshall Islands, Cook Islands, Tonga, the West Indies in the Caribbean, and 50 countries. To get these people, to find these people is not so easy. And of course, you need to have rules. And number one rule is a language. So, and it is in English. So when I see your slides, your intention is to move as much information as possible in as much, or let's say 5 languages on a small picture. This for me is not correct. English or not, point. When you want to have it in Arabic, okay, but this is another group. So not all together in a small piece. You cannot have a stamp for when you send a letter, make a stamp on it, and you have the text in 5 languages. This is impossible. So what we need here is somebody who is paid to make your ID usability. So, and you, of course, you are absolutely the person who cannot do it because you have it in your blood. And this has to be done by somebody who do it in consulting, in communication with you, to make it understandable for a third person. And then make it shorter, shorter, shorter. You have a description in 3, 4 different versions, short, a little bit larger, and very comprehensive. And this needs to be available as accessible, very easy. And without a website, this is impossible. Impossible. And to communicate by WhatsApp is impossible. Only to use this in addition, yes, of course. But it has to be doable. And you have such a big vision of such a big orchestra around the world for the best concert in the world, which is very important. But I doubt it will work. I am not convinced. I am not convinced that it will work. And this means in this time, I'm now here for more than 1.5 hours. I was a little bit late. I maybe could find 2 students. This maybe was much more worthwhile than watching you, because I don't believe that this will work this way. If you get money, if you get help, if you do not continue risking your health, this is something different. This is something different. I am trying to create an organization which is just my idea, but I know where are my limitations because of money, because of time, because of knowledge, legal knowledge. I want to create an organization for the private sector of the world's largest employer, which is the international travel and tourism industry. I intend to start an international chamber of commerce, which for the tourist industry, which is an international chamber of travel and tourism. So 10% of the people in the world are living from travel and tourism. 10%. This is employer number 1. And employer number 1 has a big responsibility for a lot of this 17 SDGs. The travel and tourist industry touches 14 of the 17 SDGs, and officially. And how to do so? I know that I just have this vision. I'm a small guy. I have some contacts, bring them together like you are doing with your idea. But I know that until a specific point, everything is a dream. It's a hope. It's a vision. To get the vision to become reality, you need to have some people who understand you, and then you have to tell your story on a half page. Otherwise, better make holiday. When you don't do it, it will not work. It will not work. Therefore, it's like me. When I start telling about my idea, which I don't do, but just few sentences, then I can tell 3 hours without stop. And this has to be short with other one who is willing to give you funds. I have no idea whether organizations in Egypt exist who would give you funds. This I don't know. I have no idea. But it has to be shorter, simple, let's say KISS. Keep it simply and stupid.
I see.
It is the same with me. It's the same with my International Chamber of Travel and Tourism. It's the same question. And I don't say that I will be successful, but because I need people who take it over. I don't want to be a CEO or president or chairman or something like this. No, I have some ideas. Where is my little place in this organization? And finally, I'm the initial founder. Okay, but then I will step back and give it into other hands. And so you need to have your vision in a short way and then go and say, hey, we all want to have a better world, but how to do it? And how to do it intercultural. We all have our own projects. We all have our own time limitations. We have maybe health issues or whatever. We are living in different time zones and different climate situation and so on. How to do it? It is possible, but you need to meet physically. And all of this needs tools, and the tools need to be paid. So we need money. Not money for our pocket or whatever, but this idea needs petrol. When you have a car, you can have the nicest car, but without petrol, you cannot use it.
I see.
Or without wheels.
Thank you. Very good. Okay. I would like to answer in a few words about all those precious advices that you've come up with. Actually, I'm producing ideas, not looking for an organization, but producing ideas that I try to make it new in order to make a difference. And I believe if they cannot be used at present, maybe in another generation, so I'm leaving them to others. And that's why I've done a lot of effort. I was close to death or heart attack through this. It is not also playing with my health. It is just facing this at every moment when I work and work and work. But anyway, this is the last time I may do such an effort, because I feel that I collected everything and put it in this presentation, which is not arranged enough. It is not 100% done because of the time, but anyway, this is all I can do. And there must be somebody else to take over, but all I have are ideas, whether they're theoretical or not, but I tried to design the way in order to bring them from the theoretical level to the practical level and to be workable, and people can work and live by. So this is all I have done for this world before I leave it, because my question is how to do something before I leave this world. It is not like your perspective. You are looking 2 years ahead in order to create organization and to achieve something. For me, I would like to help this world, which is suffering so much, and of whose cries comes to me and stop me from sleeping. Okay, I'm doing that before I leave. So my perspective is quite different. Just to understand me, because anyway, after all, we'll be friends rather than colleagues, Burkhard. I have a friend from Germany, a country and culture that I respect so much. And we may exchange some German texts and thoughts and so on in German, because I'm improving my German. But more than that, to the world of practical things, see what we are here, for example, this very situation we are here, we are in. We are doing this for GPLT. Look for GPLT guys, not one, not only one with us. Can you imagine?
So
So now the word of reality is nothing for me. All I can do is to give ideas, and I've done that already, finished, to this world before I leave it. No more than that. If they are useful, prove to be useful, use it, and maybe other generation can use it. And for me, I wouldn't, because I have my music to play, I have my paintings, I have my poetry, and I have many other things. My spiritual system that I created a course of the yoga millennium, special yoga for. I have other things. I have my family, my wife, I mean. So yeah, that's all. That's all
So
I can
your
clarify.
family, your music, your painting, etc. This is your petrol. This is your energy. You spend some of the energy for this project, which is your vision, and so it should be doable. Your personality needs to be. People need to find you. When I created my own website, which was not done by me technically, I'm not an IT, I'm not a computer expert, I'm not an internet expert at all. So, but I was surprised how much people found me. They found me. Nobody find you, except those who knows you already, and somebody is a friend of your contact and say, hey, you have to speak to George. But you need to have an information somewhere in the internet with this brief description what you have given, and say, if you want to need more information, please click here. So, but this brief introduction already gives a direction.
Okay, okay, my friend, I'm open to have websites for us, but who will do it? Okay.
You have to do. You don't have to do it technically. You are the director, and you have to do it. Not technically.
No, I'm not ready to do that. I'm not ready to do that. Find us.
You have to give the text.
Or Franca or whoever or Nikki to find us somebody to help us technically. Anyway, I had somebody who started with me a website. I called it Eternorama. Eternorama. It's based on a multilingual 10 or 12 different languages Facebook pages. So I turned them all into a website, and he started and give me different alternatives, and he's going to be established. And but I had to stop because I founded RRM3. So now things are different. But
so
anyway, if you can find
RR3
somebody who can make website, okay. Dr. Omar, maybe have suggestions related to what you said.
I have a suggestion. I think if we construct multinational company to marketing researches and to solve industrial problems, this means generate income to the advisory team group.
Okay, this is an idea. Okay, you mean okay? I don't know if this is relevant to. Okay, Very good
Okay.
idea. But now we have the problem website, which our
For the
friend
website,
Burkhard said, and
for the website, I can come in there. For the website, I can come in there.
who is
Yes.
who is
You
talking?
let me know. Yes.
Who's
I can come
talking?
in there for the social media and every other thing. I can come in there. Just let me know, and we can have a strategy session to discuss that.
This is Joseph from GPLT. Joseph, our friend Joseph.
Yes, correct, Joseph. Yes.
Okay. Hi, Joseph. Okay. We need your help to do that, so that we can meet
So
what
Joseph,
Mr. Burkhard has
I just can give some
Pardon.
ideas. Joseph, what we need is
Yeah, I'm here, sir.
in these groups, very often somebody came up with a topic, which is,
Okay.
for example, for SDG 5 or 10 or 12 or whatever, and something which is overlapping. What we need is a forum. We need a database where the people can, by keywords, can get information and
I'll be
can
back.
give information. Whether it is a link, whether it is an information about a publication, about a video, what we need is a digital library and accessible by keywords. And this cannot be done by WhatsApp. This drives the people crazy. You never ever can find what you need. And so, this is what is needed. And we need to get a more professional structure. And of course, this is much too much for just one person.
Yes, correct.
It even would be too much for me if I would have time and if I would have the technical skills, which I don't have. But I know how a forum in an internet site is working. So one is placing a question and the other people who want can answer. So what we need is a digital think tank. And based on this think tank, we can create these ideas, what George is doing. And then you can meet people from New Zealand and Mexico and South Africa and whatever. And otherwise it will not work. Otherwise it's a dream. And one day we will drive with full speed with this dream against the wall. We already have to fight against the wall of ignorance of other organizations and whatever. And no, we don't have a climate change and all this fake news and blah, blah, blah. So it's very, very hard. And we need a platform to not waste too much time. And for me, this WhatsApp groups for 90% is wasting of time. And a lot of people don't get the information. They oversee the information because there are hundreds of messages, buongiorno, buenos dias, whatever. This is all not important. And so to do this on a website has a much in a forum is much more clear structure. You find immediately, you can place immediately. It is a digital library for links, for whatever. It is something like this we need, and not a chaotic WhatsApp group. I avoid to be member in WhatsApp groups, but I am member in some, and mostly because of travel tourism. So what is my background, and peace through travel and tourism, my background. And but this group here, this is the most chaotic group I have. And I simply have no time to check what to scroll kilometers over miles to find something. It does not work. It's an invitation to go out of the group, and it's maybe also an invitation for some others. We now had 12 people participating.
Okay.
I was expecting that 150 people would participate.
Okay, we agree with you on the idea of website, the importance of website. Now, if Joseph has initiative to do it, okay, and experience, please do it. Joseph, are you ready to create for us?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready to create that. I think we can have another meeting to discuss. Have another strategy meeting, strategy session to discuss that, so that we can have a kind of a memorandum of understanding, MOU, on how things work, what we need to do so that we can finalize then we take it up to the next level.
Great, great. So this is one of the problems has been already settled now. We have the right man who will do the right job. Thanks very much, Joseph. Thank you very much, our dear Burkhard.
But George, you have to
there
give him all
anybody,
the information.
Excuse me?
He can create the frame.
Yeah.
But the text has to come from you. So
Okay,
you are the
I'll be
director.
ready. I'll be ready to feed, but not
Yeah.
me only, but all of us.
Yeah, but at the beginning, to feed him, to have something, to have
To
something,
start with.
to form something, send him all your charts, send him text you have prepared. Then he has to use his creativity and make a proposal how it can look like, and then you can do the next step.
Okay, we'll be ready to do that. Anything to add? Do you have anything to add?
Yes, Franca. The solution is very easy, not so complicated, because I have asked Nikki to put a chapter for RM3. So we have solved the problem of a new website. Don't add new problems. Try to simplify one website, Global Peace Let's Talk, with some chapters. So easier. Two ways. One, WhatsApp, it's okay, but we have to cut every time all stupidity.
The unnecessary
Like,
things.
good morning. I told, for example, Antonio, please don't write every day, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, also good afternoon. It's enough on Facebook. So WhatsApp can go the same direction.
Good.
With concrete messages.
Yeah.
And the website inside the structure of Global Peace Let's Talk. Nick said, okay, let's see if Joseph can do that. Thank you, John, for your help. Thank you all.
Possible. Yes, possible. We can achieve that.
Maybe it's easier also for you. No, a new
Very
one is more difficult. Inside, altogether, we work better.
Okay.
I think we already can get 50% of the structure if we would have just in mind, let's say, a page FAQ. So internal for us, the key questions for whatever, poverty, bum, bum, bum. So, and there needs to be a structure. And when this is in a forum, it became a form. It needs a little bit time to develop.
Yes.
But the chaotic system will stop. And then everybody knows, I have to, John Smith has an excellent text from a friend with a link. He posted on the WhatsApp site. So a lot of people are looking at their WhatsApp 2-3 times per week. In between, there are 500 messages, buongiorno, buonasera, whatever. You will not find it. But when we have a structure on a website, you will find it. And you know where you can place your own pages, your own text. And this is very, very easy with the technology for a forum. So this should be, whether it is on Global Peace Let's Talk or on a separate website, this is another question. I'm not against to do this with GPLT, this is not the point. But it should be, we should come out of chaotic into structure. And otherwise, I think myself, why I invest here, I don't invest so much time here. Because I was shocked because how chaotic it is. And your work, your charts are, I can imagine this is a huge amount of work to do it technically with your software, but also in your mind, both. And it is wasting of your mind to just share it with a short group here. So just 10 people participated on it today. It should be available for a lot of more people. And maybe there are people outside who will find us via the internet, search engines, and they will come to you and you said, hey, we should have learned about each other already 20 years ago.
Correct. Correct. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. We can have a page, either FAQ or a forum, or we call it forum. It's going to be forum dot.
I just said FAQ. If I would make it, I would make it first as a draft in a Word document and collect all the questions which I was confronted in the last years. What is important? What I want to say, and make it in FAQ. But you can of course transfer this idea into a forum. It's the same, of course.
Yes. It could start as an FAQ, then later translated or converted into a forum whereby anyone could come around and come and answer one of the conversation, or come and start a conversation, or come and continue a conversation based on a topic that was shared earlier. So either both ways, but it could start as a FAQ and we can take it up from there and move it on and continue.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Yeah. So this is what we just spoken about. This is what Franca said before, simplify it. This is one step.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there anybody else wants to say anything, any comment, any question? Please. Mirella, vous avez quelque chose à dire? Pas de commentaires, pas de... Non, unmute. Je ne t'écoute pas. Je vous écoute pas.
Oui, c'est un peu le problème de translation, de traduction en
Ah,
français.
ok. Parlez quand même, parlez. Je vous aide.
C'est pas facile.
Parlez en français.
Oui, mais j'ai pas tout compris parce que c'était juste en anglais et la traduction, c'était pas en français. J'ai essayé, mais ça marche
La
pas.
traduction était en français, en 4 langues.
Non, ça marche pas. Ici, je vois pas.
Tu l'avais vu?
Non.
She didn't see the translation. How come? Comment?
Le diapo, oui, mais quand vous parlez en anglais, j'ai pas la translation en français.
Alors, c'était difficile à suivre.
C'était très mélangé, non, c'était pas bien.
Oui.
C'était mélangé.
She's talking about.
J'ai essayé de comprendre, mais
Oui.
c'est pas facile.
C'est vrai, parce que j'ai trouvé de faire la même chose.
De toute façon, merci d'être venu.
Don't work. Subtitles here. I ask for
Je ne sais
English.
pas comment faire, moi. Yeah, I don't know how to do. Some people.
C'est dommage
You need them to bring in. There is always the language, the problem of the language. Or what can I do?
Il y a une solution. Sur your ordinateur, you can parle English.
That's translation order or something.
Translation directly on desktop, not here, not here. It doesn't. Sometimes it works. Il marche et ne marche pas.
Oui, c'était ça.
Continuellement. Je prouvé ici. Non.
So, George, this needs a decision.
Yes.
Not now, general. And the decision should be language here is English. Point.
But even for those to whom you translate, they are not able to follow. Okay.
Yeah, then this is the case. Yes.
Imagine the problem.
Yeah, then they cannot participate. Point.
Yeah, but we cannot exclude them. We cannot exclude them. We still need them. They are quality people.
Yeah,
I see that Mirella and others like Regina, who hasn't come, although I translated for her, Sergio Camellini and others are quality people, are resourceful people that we need.
I don't question the quality. This is not the point. We also find good people who speak Korean only or Chinese. So, but the point is, it has to be doable. When you make it, as I said, 6 languages in a small piece, the people will go. This will disturb your vision.
Okay, I'll take your advice. Thank you. Thank you.
You can make a summary, and when we have more people, when we have 20 people mainly communicating in, let's say, French or Spanish or whatever, then we can have a group moderated by one of them, and between the main English language group and the smaller Spanish language group, then it can be an exchange. But we cannot merge everything together. We are not the United Nations. We have not simultaneously translators here. And
okay, this is a good point, Burkhard. Let me tell Mirella that about creating a French speaking group. And Mr.
It's a question of time. When you are online, people will come. When you are online, people will come. The group will grow, and then you have some substance where you can do it.
I will.
No, we are too less. No, we are
Let me tell her. Mirella, écoutez, est-ce qu'il est possible de créer un groupe francophone? Hein?
Ah, ça sera bien.
Continuer?
Oui, je suis d'accord.
Et si tu arrives à créer, composer un groupe francophone, je peux répéter l'effort en français. D'accord?
D'accord.
Promis?
Oui.
Okay.
D'accord.
Merci. Okay. She will try to create a group for French speaking. And how about you? German speaking, and we'll practice also German. Let's come up with German. For those who find difficulties to understand but German, but for you, your English is
I think the most Germans, even much more the Dutch people, even much more the Scandinavian people, who are more than Germans, I want to say, all speak English, those who are interested in your vision. You don't need to have...
No, I have friends of mine, German friends on Facebook, who are very interested people and of great cultures, and maybe and also academic, and then they don't speak English. The same thing with Russian. We have super, high profiled people from Russia, but the problem is still language. And that's why I think I had to go with 6 languages to communicate with
But then have 6 roads.
6 what?
6 roads, streets, 6 channels, not one altogether. So can be done with a website with a translation.
Yes.
It does not mean that you have to translate everything. This is not the point. I don't say that George has to do this. I don't say this, but it has to be done by somebody. And when I made my book, A World Tourism Directory, and when I go to the hall of the International Tourism Exchange, Salon de Mondial, whatever, these exhibitions, and I go to the halls where it's Latin America, 50% of the people working in tourism in Latin America, they don't speak English. Everybody say, or everybody in tourism speaks English. No, it's not the case. The most do. But I decided that my book is in English only. If you don't speak English, don't buy the book, don't use the website, or learn English. You have to make a decision. I know how difficult it is to make a decision when you want to solve as much problems at once. We have in German a saying, to catch how much flies which one cluck. So, but when you want, there are too much, then 80% of the flies you will not catch. They will go. It will happen. This will happen.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody wants to add anything?
we like Babel Tower.
No,
With languages, all languages together. The Babel Tower.
so George language also is music.
No, because
Music, of course, is a totally.
Yes, I send you from time to time. Do you like it? Do you like the kind of music I sent you?
I sometimes have it in background, and I'm not the guy who is playing so much. I also play electric organ. I play keyboard.
I'm
But-
not talking about playing. I play, but I send you works of great
I
composers.
click in it, but as I said I sometimes I'm in conferences for 8-10 hours per day, and then I cannot play the music when I'm in a conference.
Okay, okay.
But I listen what you send me. And-
Okay. Take your time.
Yeah.
Take time. I will do the same with all of you. I can share the music I enjoy while working. I listen to music, but special music like the Baroque and Gregorians.
Yeah, but here
very
you don't,
special.
George, understand. Here you don't need a translation. Sometimes body language don't need a translation. Sometimes
yes.
when you look in the face of the eyes of a child, you don't need a translation.
I know. This is
So-
non-verbal communication.
This is another level, and with a child, it is again another level. This is
Yeah.
simplify, and you understand the child is glad or the child is feeling bad or is crying or whatever. You understand this.
Yes.
And yeah, as more and more people came from different countries, as more intercultural communication is necessary, and it more complicated it is. That's the reason why the United Nations are so complicated.
Okay.
Yeah, but we don't have United Nations in our living room.
Yeah. True.
Stop
True.
here. I have to prepare dinner
Okay.
Okay.
Is Dr. Kram,
because
anybody wants to say anything? Okay, finish.
no, it was wonderful. Just to conclude this
Okay.
wonderful meeting with the Barker, quite quiet. No, you explained very, very clearly everything, dear Burkhard. So I know what you mean. And it's important to have a website, of course, if someone helps us. Of course, all is important, especially to simplify communication. The real problem are the Italians. They don't like to speak English. I'm trying, as you say.
So
But
Italians speak with hands and feet.
no, they don't want. We are excellences, good people, wonderful, great intellectuals. Niente. I asked them, please come today, come. Nothing. Regina has written now, mi dispiace, I am sorry, I can't come because I have some problem. All the time they have a problem because they don't want to speak English. They don't want to speak English. This is the problem.
So, George,
Italiani, goodbye.
George, have just one sentence. Have in mind, plan after step number 5 to already mention that we want to create country chapters. They will not happen tomorrow.
It's a
But
good
when
idea.
we have enough people,
A great idea.
then Franca can play the drums and can get some more people, and they also know some people, they also know some people. So then we have an Italian network, a Spanish language network, a Chinese network. So, but this, of course, it should be part of the vision.
Mirella in French, and we are all together. Arabic, the Arabs in Arabic, so we can meet and speak one speaker in English to collect all these people in the great ocean of humanity.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. You are. Thank you. It's ciao. Thank you, George. It was a very interesting meeting.
Bye. Thank you very much.
I have
Thanks,
a
everybody.
call
Thank you so
to
much
go.
for following and
Ciao.
commenting.